Hello there, you're watching Nightline with me, Liyana Hassanel. The top stories. Lower toll rates possible with controlled highway development costs, states Prime Minister. And Teresa Kok's halal certification remarks trigger police inquiry. Good morning. The police have initiated an investigation against Seputih Member of Parliament Teresa Kok following her alleged statement regarding halal certification. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein on Sunday stated that the probe was launched after 5 reports were lodged against her. Razaruddin said that Kok is being investigated under Sections 298 and 505 Bracket B of the Penal Code and Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act. He added that the probe is in accordance to standard operating procedures for all matters related to the 3R issues, or race, religion, royalty. He also said all witnesses related to the case will be summoned to complete the investigation, which is being conducted by the D5 unit of the Bukit Aman Criminal Investigation Department. Razaruddin also pointed out that while freedom of expression was allowed under the federal constitution, there are limits to it. Razaruddin also advised Malaysians to refrain from making or responding to statements that could lead to public unrest or incite racial tensions, as statements of such a nature may constitute an offence under the Penal Code, specifically those that incite public disorder. On Thursday, it was reported that the Malaysian Islamic Development Department, JAKIM, is considering a proposal to make halal certification mandatory for all food establishments that do not serve pork and alcohol. However, Kok argued that such a move could burden small businesses and damage Malaysia's image on the global stage. Meanwhile, Kok issued a statement on Sunday defending her remarks about the proposed halal certification rule. She explained that her comments have been misunderstood by certain parties, adding that she supports the government's efforts, including those of JAKIM, to promote halal certification in the food and beverage industry. Kok also stated that she had asked the proposal be reconsidered because as an MP she is responsible for voicing the concerns of all communities. She added that her statement was in no way intended to question halal certification, JAKIM's role, or disrespect Islam. Now, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim has emphasised that Kok's comments on the proposed halal certification rule are her own and do not represent the stance of Pakatan Harapan. He also stressed that there is no need for anyone to stir unnecessary controversy.
Tidak perlu kerana dia tidak membantu untuk menjernihkan keadaan. Kita kena jaga sentimen orang Islam. Kita jaga sentimen orang bukan Islam. Cara dia gunding cara elok, bukan nak tunjuk kehebatan masing-masing.
Anwar, who is also PH chairman, said this to reporters at an event in Seremban, Negeri Sembilan on Sunday. He also explained that regulations related to halal certification are necessary to prevent doubts among Muslims. However, if there are suggestions or concerns on the matter, it should be discussed through proper channels. On another matter, Anwar, who is also the finance minister, said that lower toll rates are possible if the development costs of highways are well managed and free from leakage or corruption. To achieve this, the Prime Minister stressed that excessive fees imposed during the approval process of a highway project must be stopped.
Bagaimana kos itu terpaksa ditingkatkan, padahal boleh dikurangkan, tetapi kerana terlalu banyak bayaran-bayaran yang telah diberikan untuk mendapat kelulusan. Dan ini mesti dihentikan.
Anwar added that immediate attention and action are required from the Works Ministry and the Malaysian Highway Authority, LLM, considering that highway development is a project for the people. He also hopes that the related parties will ensure that approvals for future highway projects are expedited and the costs of construction are thoroughly reviewed to prevent any leakages. Anwar said this when officiating Malaysia's first sustainable highway rest and service area, R&R, on the North-South Expressway at the Seremban Southbound R&R. Also present at the event were Works Minister Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi and LLM Chairman Datuk Sri Hasni Mohamad. Meanwhile, Nanta expressed strong support for the sustainable R&R concept and hoped for its broader implementation nationwide. The Works Minister encouraged highway concessionaries to collaborate with LLM on expanding this concept as it enhances public comfort, as well as develop facilities that are conducive and user-friendly.
Kita serahkan kepada syarikat-syarikat konsesi, ya. Sebab kalau kita desak mereka buat, mungkin dia tidak ada dalam economic model mereka, mungkin beban ataupun tidak mampu mereka buat.
Nanta also said that the sustainable R&R concept would provide better business opportunities for small traders. The redevelopment of the Seremban southbound R&R area, situated between the Nilai interchange and Bandar Ainsdale interchange, involved a substantial investment of 45 million ringgit. The project aimed to address the increasing demands of highway users while prioritizing sustainable infrastructure development. This newly redesigned R&R is the first in the country to incorporate green technologies and features a food court nearly 8 times larger than the original, accommodating over 500 visitors. At another event, Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said the government will prioritize strategies to stabilize inflation and address the rising cost of living in Budget 2025. In this regard, the Prime Minister also said that the government is committed to prudent economic management, ensuring there is no wasteful spending in various sectors.
Karena sejak kita urus ekonomi madani ini, saya lihat pertumbuhan ekonomi seperti yang disebut tadi naik tinggi 5.9%. Inflasi terkawal.
Anwar said this in a speech when officiating the national level 2024 Bulan Malaysia Sihat Sejahtera Month celebration in Port Dickson on Sunday. Based on the Statistics Department's Consumer Price Index report for July this year, Malaysia's inflation rate has remained at 2% since May. On another matter, Anwar called for an end to the practice of leaders using their power for personal gain. He also reiterated that he has never interfered in investigations involving any individual or leader, stressing that such matters are entirely in the hands of the authorities. In another development, a landslide that caused a riverbank to collapse at the water treatment plant construction site near Idaman BSP in Taman Mas, Puchong on Saturday has led to new cracks in the area. Selangor Fire and Rescue Department Assistant Director of Operations, Ahmad Mukhlis Mukhtar, said the cracks were believed to have resulted from ground movement following the incident. Ahmad Mukhlis, however, said the situation was under control, adding that the Fire and Rescue Department is monitoring the stop work orders issued at the site. He said a team from the Cyberjaya Fire and Rescue Department was conducting further inspections. In the incident at around 2 p.m. on Saturday, some 169 construction workers faced a harrowing situation when the slope collapsed, sinking to a depth of 19 meters. Fortunately, no casualties were reported as all workers managed to escape in time. Following the incident, Selangor State Executive Councillor for Infrastructure and Agriculture, Isham Hashim, inspected the site on Sunday. Initial findings revealed that the construction work adhered to standard operating procedures, with no violations of construction regulations detected.
Kita telah pun menyita tempat ini. Tujuannya bukan apa, untuk kita pastikan dapat dibuat siasatan lanjut untuk mengelakkan jadi berlaku kejadian-kejadian lain lagi di kawasan ini. Kita sita dan kita akan buat siasatan mungkin masa dalam 3 bulan begitu, untuk mengenal pasti punca sebenar. Dan daripada pandangan awal kita tak nampaklah apa ada isu-isu yang pelanggaran syarat pembinaan ni buat berlaku. Itu semua tidak mengikut, normal aja.
Meanwhile, Housing and Local Government Deputy Minister Dato' Aiman Atira Sabu announced that the project must be halted until a full report regarding the incident is submitted by the project consultant. A stop work notice will be issued by the Sepang Municipal Council through its engineering director to the developer. Aiman Atira, who is also the Member of Parliament for Sepang, clarified that only repair and damage prevention work would be allowed at the site, adding that the contractor has been instructed to promptly repair the collapsed slope. Manhunt underway after Kentucky highway shooting. More news from the foreign front when we return.
Terbaru ditonton. Nenek sakit apa, Mak?
Macam ada satu sumpahan dari saka perawan.
Hai, isteri. Tak adalah.
Dan sanggup tolong nenek. Saya boleh bantu.
Dia tu penunggang agama.
Kau bukan level aku.
Muat turun dan layan tonton sekarang. Semua favourite anda di sini.
Kilang rempah guna sijil halal tamat tempoh.
Logo halal tak nak bagi kosong. Tak ada proof pun. Pasal ni pakai.
Premis meragukan elak pihak berkuasa.
Satu lagi taktik yang dapat dikesan sebelum ni menggunakan nama syarikat lain.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
The foreign news. Typhoon Yagi has been downgraded to a tropical depression on Sunday after claiming dozens of lives and wreaking havoc in northern Vietnam, China's Hainan and the Philippines. Vietnamese officials issued the downgrade but cautioned about the ongoing risk of flooding and landslides as the storm moves westwards. The government said 14 people have died in Vietnam so far, including 4 from a landslide in the province of Ho Binh. At least 3 deaths were also recorded in the capital Hanoi, a city of 8.5 million people. Meanwhile, 1 body was recovered from the sea near the city of Ha Long, where a dozen people were missing at sea, with rescue operations expected to start on Sunday when conditions allow. Elsewhere, Yagi has claimed the lives of 4 people on the southern Chinese island of Hainan, while the Philippines raised the death toll there on Sunday to 20 and said 22 people remained missing. Indian rescuers on Sunday pulled out multiple bodies from the wreckage of a 3-story building in the city of Lucknow. Officials said a total of 8 bodies had been pulled out so far and 28 people were reported injured, but it was not clear if there were others still trapped. The cause of the collapse remains unknown. However, according to witnesses, 2 trucks collided with the building while unloading goods in recent days, possibly triggering the incident. Authorities also said the building was undergoing construction work at the time. The commercial building, which collapsed on Saturday afternoon, had been used by multiple small companies, including as a warehouse and as a vehicle workshop. In Philippines, an influential pastor charged with sex trafficking has been arrested by authorities in Davao City on Sunday night. Authorities announced the arrest of Apollo Quiboloy in a brief social media post, but did not say where the pastor was arrested. He was believed to be hiding in a bunker at a sprawling compound owned by his church, where the government deployed at least 3,000 police officers to location for the arrest. Self-proclaimed owner of the universe and appointed son of God, Quiboloy is wanted on charges of child and sexual abuse and related allegations of human trafficking. He, however, has denied any wrongdoing. The pastor is also on the FBI's most wanted list in the United States on separate charges of sex trafficking and bulk cash smuggling, over which he has also denied any wrongdoing. Police in the U.S. are searching for an active gunman in Kentucky after at least 7 people were hurt in a shooting on a highway. The shooting began just after 6:30 p.m. local time on Saturday and was followed by an intense search for the shooter. Local media said the shots had been fired from a wooded area or an overpass, injuring multiple victims, both from gunshots and car accidents. Authorities said that the scene is being contained overnight and an investigation will occur at daybreak on Sunday morning. In the meantime, the suspect, now identified as 32-year-old Joseph Couch, is considered armed and dangerous and should not be approached. A number of local and federal agencies are now aiding in an investigation of the shooting, including the FBI, ATF, state police, and other city police agencies. Spain on Sunday announced that it would grant political asylum to Venezuelan opposition leader and likely winner of the presidential election, Edmundo González. Madrid's foreign minister said that González had requested political asylum in the European country and that Spain would obviously grant it to him. The minister earlier confirmed on X that the opposition leader had departed on a Spanish military plane, adding that Spain was committed to the political rights of all Venezuelans. Gonzalez, who disputed President Nicolas Maduro's July re-election, left Venezuela on Saturday after ignoring 3 successive summons to appear before prosecutors. He argued that attending the hearing could have cost him his freedom. Malaya and 11-year title wait at Merdeka Tournament. Sports after this breather.
Hai, saya Rafiq Razali dari Media Prima dan saya ingin menjemput anda ke acara istimewa Omnia Advantage. Advantage adalah satu-satunya acara pemasaran yang menawarkan penyelesaian pemasaran yang berpatutan dan berkesan merentasi platform TV, cetak, pengiklanan luar, radio dan digital yang mencapai lebih 94% rakyat Malaysia. Hanya seminggu sahaja, 23 hingga 27 September tahun ini. Tempat adalah terhad. Imbas kod QR ini untuk mendaftar sekarang.
Apa yang kelakar sangat tu, Kak? Ni tengah tengok drama baru dekat tonton ni. Macam seronok je cerita ni. Kalau nak tengok kat TV, boleh tak?
Boleh je, Mak. Cari aplikasi tonton. Dah jumpa tu, tinggal buat turun je. Dah buka tonton, tekan butang sign in, nanti dia keluar macam ni. Dia ada bagi link. Tapi nak senang, imbas je kod QR ni. Masukkan je ID dengan password. Sekarang ni tinggal cari snack dan main drama.
We're back with sports football, the 2024 Merdeka Tournament. The national football team ended their 11-year title wait by defeating the higher-ranked Lebanon 1-0 at the National Stadium in Bukit Jalil on Sunday. Striker Romel Morales was the lone goal scorer in the 32nd minute when he received a swivel pass from playmaker Endrick Dos Santos in the penalty box before unleashing a finished pass Lebanese goalkeeper Mehdi Khalil. Harimau Malaya last won the Merdeka Tournament in 2013 when the under-23 team led by then-coach Dato' Ong Kim Swee defeated Myanmar 2-0. The 2024 Paris Paralympics now. The national contingent failed to meet the target of 4 golds, with defending champion Dato' Abdul Latif Bromley only managing to secure a silver in the men's T20 long jump. The 27-year-old from Perlis led the event until the very last round on a jump of 7.45 meters, before Russian Matvey Yakushev, competing under the neutral athlete flag, overtook him for gold with a 7.51 meters leap. Meanwhile, powerlifter Zhang Yiki settled for 7th from the 9 lifters that competed in the men's under 107 kilogram class. The 2020 Tokyo silver medalist cleared 208 kilograms on his second attempt, but failed at 223 kilograms on his third and final try, after suffering what appeared to be an injury to his right shoulder or upper pectoral muscle. Yiki's teammate Nicodemus Mangoy Moses also finished in 7th place out of 9 participants in the men's up to 97 kilogram event. Competing for the first time, the 31-year-old only managed to lift 210 kilograms in his maiden attempt, as the next 2 attempts of 220 kilograms were not successful. With this, the national contingent concluded its campaign at the Paris Paralympics with a 2 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze haul. In other Paralympic actions, teenage Chinese swimmer Jiang Yuyan collected her 7th gold after winning the women's 100-meter backstroke S6 event. 19-year-old Jiang won the gold with a time of 1 minute 19.44 seconds, breaking the Paralympic world record on the final day of the swimming program. Meanwhile, France defeated Argentina 3-2 on penalties, securing the gold medal in blind football. Frédéric Villeroux scored the decisive spot kick to get the partisan home fans' party underway after the teams drew 1-1 in normal time. In the wheelchair basketball event, the United States became the first men's teams ever to win 3 gold medals at the Paralympics. The Americans won gold with a 73-69 win over Great Britain at the Bercy Arena in Paris. Turning to Moto GP, the 2024 San Marino Grand Prix. Gresini's Marc Marquez took an impressive victory ahead of Ducati's Francesco Bagnaia and Misano on Sunday. After going 3 years without a Grand Prix win, Spaniard Marquez won his second in as many weeks, finishing over 3 seconds ahead of pole sitter Bagnaia after bursting through from the 9th on the starting grid. The 6-time champion's stunning victory means he is now 53 points behind countryman Jorge Martin. Moving on to tennis, the 2024 US Open. Aryna Sabalenka won her first title with a thrilling victory over gallant Jessica Pegula in a roller coaster final on Saturday. World number 2 Sabalenka was made to fight hard by the American, who fought back from a breakdown in each set. The Belarusian, however, came through to clinch a 7-5, 7-5 win to add the New York title to her back-to-back Australian Open victories. The 26-year-old also clubbed 40 winners to become the first woman since Angelique Kerber in 2016 to capture both hard-court majors in the same season. Civil servant-led drug syndicate busted with 2 million ringgit seizure. This and more when we return.
Gua nasi lemak. Budak-budak panggil gua Cik Mak. Dah ready semua? Mula!
Tapi perlu ke sampai gaduh macam ni?
Jangan banyak cakap.
Apabila tidak boleh tahan, mangsa itu telah membuang air besar di dalam kereta.
Ini kau.
Kecelaruan ASPD ni, mereka juga tidak menunjukkan perasaan empati.
72 kecederaan yang ditemui oleh pakar bedah siasat ke atas arwah tersebut.
Welcome back. Police have dismantled a major drug trafficking syndicate led by a civil servant, arresting 10 individuals in the Klang Valley and Johor Bahru. According to Bukit Aman Narcotics Crime Investigation Department Director Datuk Sri Kok Chin, various types of drugs valued at an estimated 2 million ringgit were also seized.
Kok said in a statement on Sunday that the suspects aged between 27 and 52 were nabbed in 2 separate operations on September 5th and 6th. In Ops Telomian, 6 raids were conducted in Cheras and Kajang, leading to the arrest of 6 individuals, including the syndicate's mastermind. While in Ops Tosa, 4 raids took place in Johor Bahru, resulting in the arrest of 4 more suspects. The drugs seized, weighing over 55 kilograms, included shabu, heroin and cannabis, which authorities believe could supply around 30,000 users. Additionally, 2 vehicles, cash and jewellery worth over 151,000 ringgit were also confiscated during the raids. Based on initial investigations, the syndicate has been active since early this year and is believed to have obtained large quantities of drugs for both local and international distribution. Police are currently tracking the remaining members of the syndicate. The case is being investigated under the Dangerous Drugs Act.
In Johor, a foreign disabled begging syndicate was busted following the arrest of 6 Chinese nationals, including the group's masterminds, during a raid at an apartment in Johor Bahru last Thursday. State Immigration Director Datuk Muhammad Rusdi Muhammad Darus said that the beggars were able to earn between 2,000 and 12,000 ringgit per month each. All the suspects, comprising 3 women and 3 men aged between 51 and 63, were nabbed during an operation codenamed Op Serkap, conducted by the Johor Immigration Department Enforcement Division at 4:20 p.m. The action was taken based on a public tip-off, which led to 2 months of surveillance and intelligence gathering. Initial investigations revealed that the foreign nationals had used the apartment as a meeting point to hand over donations collected from their begging activities. The beggars' modus operandi involved various tactics to gain sympathy, including exploiting their disabilities and even feigning illnesses to solicit donations from the public. The syndicate was led by 2 women who collected money from the male disabled beggars before distributing the earnings among all of them. The beggars also received allowances ranging from 1,000 to 1,200 ringgit per month. More than 4,000 ringgit in cash and various foreign currencies were also seized during the raid. The case is being investigated under the Immigration Act. In Negeri Sembilan, a 19-year-old male driver sustained head injuries when he accidentally drove his car off a first-floor car park, crashing the vehicle on another car parked at the lower level. Seremban Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Muhammad Hatta Cik said the driver pressed the accelerator by mistake when leaving the parking area of the Terminal 1 building at about 11:45 a.m. During the incident, the driver was leaving the parking area to return home to Seremban 2 when he crashed through a metal barrier and plunged below, landing on the front of an empty parked car. The injured driver was taken to KPJ Seremban for treatment. The case is being investigated under Rule 10 of the Road Traffic Rules. Anyone with information on the accident is urged to contact the police to assist with the investigation. As Nightline draws to a close this time around, let's take a look at the 37th edition of the Red Bull Dolomiten Men, where athletes are tested to their limits in the Austrian Dolomites near Toulouse, Austria. With that, I'm Liyana Hassanel. Thank you for tuning in and be well, Malaysia.